What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of the Unfiltered Fit CEO. I'm your host, Coach Breezy, and I know what you're thinking. This background just keeps changing. We were outside, we're inside, what's going on? And it's going to keep changing. But today I want to give a huge shout out to my guy, David Shands. He is the owner of Morning Meetup. If you are not in the Morning Meetup and you are a business owner and entrepreneur that's looking to make your first 5 figures, you need to make sure that you're in the Morning Meetup. I have a link in my bio if you want to just check it out. I think they're doing a 7-day free trial. But I say all that to say, I'm at the Creators Clubhouse today, and thank you for allowing me to use your space and broadcast my next episode. So for those of you that don't know me, if this is your first time here, my name is Coach Bree. I'm the founder and CEO of Breezy Fit Co., which is an online and in-person community for business owners and entrepreneurs looking to balance their health and fitness alongside your business. Today, I really want to talk about that person that may be seeing a plateau in their fitness journey, or you're just not really seeing the results that you want to see. You may be consistent, you're going to the gym consistently, you're doing all the things, but for some reason, you can't lose those next 10 pounds. This episode is going to help you actually figure out how to lose the next 10 pounds quick. So, number one, are you actually following a routine? A lot of us, we find workouts on the internet and we follow these apps and we do all of these different things, which is cool to get started. But if you're just kind of doing random things and putting it together, then there's no real system. There's no real goal that you're working towards, Just like in your business, if you're a business owner and entrepreneur, you know that in order to actually get to another level in your business, you can't just be doing shit. You can't just post content here and there, send emails here and there, have this goal, have this business structure. You can't do that. You have to have some sort of rhythm, some sort of structure when it comes to actually building your business if you want to be successful and get to another level. Same thing when it comes to your health and fitness. We have to have some sort of structure that we're following. So that could be working with a trainer. That could be following an actual program, not just random workouts. There's a difference between just finding workouts that you're following and following a program. A program is designed specifically in phases. And there's another episode where we can go into how to actually set up your program, but there should be phases of progressive overload, progression, different things, different exercises, introducing your body to do things, because the more you do the same things over and over again, your body just starts to adapt, right? You're doing the same things, your body's adapting, you're not changing anymore because your body's like, oh, we doing this again? Bet I got that. Okay. So it's used to it. So it's not going to have to change. The point of working out and the reason that you see results in the gym is because you're forcing your body to change in a good way. You're breaking down muscles. You're putting your body under new stimulus. You're doing new things to force your body to change and adapt the way that you want it to. So number one is just make sure that you're following a routine, not just random workouts. Number two is to make sure that you have what's called mind-body connection. This really came to me because I was on a call with my mom and she's doing her workout. She's FaceTiming me while she's doing her workout and she's asking me, am I doing it right? And me as a trainer, of course, I can see certain things. I can tell when you're not working the muscle that this exercise is meant to work. But as an average person working out, you may not necessarily know that. So I want you to take the time to understand what muscle you're supposed to feel when you're doing certain exercises. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to go get certified and know all the body parts and know all the muscle groups and everything. You don't have to do that. But you need to know what the focus is. And you need to be able to focus on that muscle group while you're doing the exercise. For example, what she was doing today was a deadlift. So number one, if the weight is too light, if it's too heavy, if you're not controlling the weight enough, if you're not doing any of these things, you're just going to be going through the motions. You're picking the bar up, you're putting it down, you're picking it up, you're putting it down. You're doing something, which, good job. Yeah, you're doing something. But there's a difference between being intentional about doing this. Same exact, everything goes back to your business. Are you just posting content just to post content and say you did it? Or are you intentional about the content that you're posting? Are you intentional by saying, I'm posting this specifically because I wanted to accomplish this? I'm doing this exercise specifically because I wanted to accomplish this, right? Think about that when you're building your program, if you're doing it on your own, when you're building these phases out and you're putting these specific exercises in, what is the goal? Start with the end in mind and work backwards. What is the ultimate goal? What is the goal of the overall program? What is the goal of the overall workout itself? What is the goal of the specific exercise? If it's a deadlift, what are you working on? There are certain exercises where you can target different things if you want to. Split squats, you can target quads, you can target glutes and hamstrings. What is the goal? What is the focus? What do you want to do? What are we working on today? Okay, so those are two things that you can really focus on to get yourself over that hump. If you feel like you've been consistent for a while, you've been doing this for a while, but it's just the number was dropping and the clothes are fitting a little bit different, but now all of a sudden it's not really doing that anymore. Number 3 is focus on your nutrition. A lot of time, I know you're sick of hearing it because every trainer says it, every coach says it, everybody says it because everybody knows it, but we don't live by it. Nutrition is 80% of the game. The workouts and the exercise portion is 20% of the game. Simple. If you're not focusing on your nutrition and you don't really know what you're intaking, now I don't mean track everything that you eat like an asshole and you're not going out to eat here because, oh, it doesn't fit in my macros. Like, you don't have to do all that. But you do need to be aware of what's coming into your body. You need to be aware of how many calories you're eating. Are you eating 3 times a day? And with those 3 times a day, are you getting enough calories in your day? Now, there's a simple formula that we can go through in another episode if y'all want to go into that. There's a formula that you can use to figure out what your caloric intake should be for your specific goals. But you need to know where you are. Before you make any adjustments, before you try to change this, that, and the third, you need to just know where you are. A lot of us have no idea where you are. And I promise you, you're probably assuming you're way higher in your caloric intake than you actually are. Probably by a good 500 to 700 or 800 calories, you're assuming you're above and you're below. Now, again, that's a whole other episode, a whole other rabbit hole we can go down with by what that means. But if you're constantly in a caloric deficit, yes, to lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit. But there's a fine line between being in a caloric deficit that is healthy and being in a caloric deficit that is going to actually hurt you and make you not get any gains at all. Okay, so keep that in mind. Number 4, make sure that you're active enough throughout the day. A lot of us, we think that because we're working out and because we're eating right and because we're doing all these things that we're supposed to automatically be hitting our goals, but not necessarily. Your workout is maybe an hour out of your day, maybe 2 hours, a couple days a week. What are you doing the rest of that time? What does the rest of your day look like? Are you sitting at a desk? Are you laid up watching TV? Are you going for walks? Are you being intentional about the things that you do outside of that gym? The things that you do outside of the gym make up the majority of your day, make up the majority of your life. So pay attention to your steps. No, you don't necessarily have to get 10,000 steps every single time you go outside. Every day does not have to be 10,000 steps. No. Okay, but that is a goal. That is a number for you to work towards, because if we don't have a goal, what are we doing? You can't just say, oh, I'm going to get more active. I'm going to move more throughout the day. I'm going to do this and a third. But what are you using to track it? Again, just like when it comes to your business, you can't just say, oh, I want to make more money. Okay, where are you starting? How much are you currently making? How much do you need to make to get to that goal? How much is that actual goal? You need to know these things. So when it comes to your nutrition, you don't have to track every single thing that you eat. When it comes to your steps, you don't have to track every single step, but you need a general idea of where you are so you can get a better picture of how close you are to your goal and what things we need to adjust along the way. All right, so brief recap. Number 1 is make sure that you're following an actual plan. Number 2 is make sure that you have mind-body connection when you're doing these specific exercises. Number 3, be mindful of your nutrition. Number 4 is move more throughout the day. Make sure you're getting more active. And number 5 is choose something you love. A lot of us are trying to force ourselves to do something that we don't even enjoy because we saw somebody else doing it and it looked good to them. Or we saw somebody try it one time and they recorded it and they went viral because they were doing this, that, and a third. They were boxing and they were doing Pilates or they were doing whatever. Find something that you actually enjoy doing, because if you don't enjoy doing it, what's the point? This is something that's supposed to mesh evenly into everything else that we have going on. If you are a person that despises strength training, you just don't like lifting weights, Me telling you that lifting weights is the best form of exercise for you means absolutely nothing. If you just hate yoga, it's too slow for you, it's whatever. If there's a specific exercise, if there's a specific type of workout that you just don't enjoy, don't do it. Yes, try out other things. Try out multiple forms of exercise so you can try to figure out what it is you actually do like and give it a chance. I'm not saying go do it one time and never do it again, but if you don't like it, if you despise it, if you've tried it and you just can't get into it, you can't get jiggy with it, just try something else, okay? Now, those are the 5 things that I would recommend if you are somebody that is looking to lose the next 10 pounds quick, but kind of hitting a plateau. You've been doing it for a while. You just kind of need a little bit more. You need something to change a little bit on this journey. Try these 5 things out. If there's something specific that you've seen that you did that worked for you, or anything like that, feel free to comment. Let me know. If there's something else that you have a question about, something you want to know more about, please feel free to comment and let me know. Again, my name is Bree. I'm the owner. I'm the founder of Breezy Fit Co. And I have the Fitpreneurs Collective, which is an online community for business owners and entrepreneurs looking to balance your health and wellness alongside your business. No more do you have to sacrifice. No more do you have to put yourself on the back burner. No more do you have to just say, oh, I'll do it later. And then your health takes a toll. And now next thing you know, you're having to take medication because you let your health slip away. No. I understand that your business is your baby. You want to prioritize it. You want it to come first, but you also need to come first in order for that business to thrive. So join me in the Fitpreneurs Collective. The link is in the description, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Bye-bye.